That's a really interesting question. I think networking chose me, but this was really the path I think that God had intended for this company. Certainly was never my intention.
Mhm.
So to frame this properly, and there's probably a good life lesson to learn here. To frame this properly, I had been working for a number of years in a development company, a research company, and it was very small business. There were 5 or 6 of us, and we were developing new technologies for the U.S. Navy. And these were some extremely bright people. One of my business partners had developed the ground support equipment for Star Wars missile defense. Another business partner had developed the supercapacitors at Sandia National Labs. So it was an absolute privilege for me to be associated with them and work on some of the projects that we did. So the type of environment that I was used to being in was making presentations to bright people, developing new technology, specifically in power generation. And LifeWave came about because I was looking for a way to improve survivability for the crew of a mini sub. So when 9/11 happened, the only thing these contractors were really interested in were developing weapons. And I had 2 young children to support. And maybe it was about 9 months that went by, and all of the contracts that we had were frozen. And it didn't seem that there was going to be anything changing in the near future. So I thought, well, this is a technology that I developed on my own, and I'm going to go ahead and start talking to people about it in the public and see, could I start a business with this? And initially, networking was really the farthest thing from my mind. I was thinking about really more traditional methods, you might say, such as going into retail stores like GNC, going on TV, radio, print, these type of things. So I looked and evaluated at this, and through a series of life circumstances, it became very clear to me that networking would really be the best path. So one of the lessons I think we can get from this is that when you start a business, when you're a business owner and an entrepreneur, it's a good thing to have a plan, but the business and life is organic, and you should be prepared to adapt and change as the circumstances warrant. And certainly in this particular case, if I hadn't been able to adapt, I would never have ended up in networking. And this has obviously changed my life and the lives of many other people. So this is something that evolved over a period of about 2 years at the beginning of the company. Our goals over time have really changed and evolved. And initially, the goal of the company at the very beginning was to offer this new technology to improve people's quality of life, give them energy without having to resort to stimulants, give them a better night's sleep, help relieve their pain. That was the goal of the business in the very early days. And then there was an innovation in the labs, and I figured out how to start synthesizing peptides with this technology. So glutathione was the first patch to do that, then carnosine. And it became very clear that we could use the patch technology to promote very powerful anti-aging effects. So the business evolved again from just lifestyle products into a focus on anti-aging. And then, of course, after about 10 years of research into regenerative medicine and regenerative science, the focus changed again with X39. And that, of course, has transformed the company. So the question is, over the past 4 years, we've become the fastest growing company in the world in our industry, and we've made it into the top 50 largest network marketing companies in the world. So I've had to take a step back and take some time, do a lot of prayer, and really think about where do we want to go as a company and a business at this point. And there are really two things that stick out. The first one is that we have an opportunity to create a networking company that has never existed before. And what I mean by that is we've been incredibly successful in our labs at creating new technology. We have a tremendous number of patents and a lot of technology that we haven't released yet, but will be released in the coming years. So people that come to our conference in October, they're going to see quite a bit more of that now. And what this means is that because we have been able to be so successful because of all the great leaders and brand partners we have, we can create a network marketing company that's built off of this innovation and continues to offer exclusive products that have never existed before through our channel, but also change the industry in the process. So meaning that the majority of companies in the industry today are over 60% of the companies are losing ground, and they're really struggling to find their identity and, you know, and what's going to be next. So if we can help to change the industry in a very positive way, encourage success through innovation, then people outside of networking can look to our industry as a leader in innovation, and also they can only get products through our marketing channel. So that, you know, regardless of what company that happens through, it makes the industry stronger, and that benefits everyone. The second thing is I'm looking at LifeWave now. We're making a change in our branding from being a patch company to being a life technology company. 3.5 years ago, or around 3 years ago, we released information on our drone technology. And 2 years ago, we did an unveiling of that drone, right? And so it's for those people who haven't seen it, our drone has a 15-foot wingspan. It's a proper aircraft, and the technology that we've developed in our labs, which is completely green energy technology, which is great for the environment. We're going to be able to break the world record for drone flight for this class of aircraft. And this is going to open up new opportunities for our brand partners that don't exist today. And these are going to be things that are going to happen in, let's say, call it the next 3 to 10 years. And what I mean by that is we're going to be taking technology that we've specifically developed for this drone and moving it into a LifeWave opportunity that doesn't exist today. And this is going to change LifeWave from the size of company that we are now to a multi-billion-dollar company and far beyond that. And I'll be speaking towards that at the October conference as well. So I think because we've been so blessed with where we've been able to get to, we can use this as a platform for changing more people's lives in more ways. And this is going to translate into people having freedom for their health, freedom for the way that they run their lives. I think it goes beyond that in the sense that, you know, if we look at what's been going on in the world, it's a little bit scary to see how the politics have changed, not only domestically, but also globally. All of the controls that governments want to put in on human beings, controlling our food supply, controlling how we take care of our health, our money. And through innovation, we can come up with solutions to address some of these problems. But, you know, we want to be a beacon of hope. We want to be a beacon where people can say, okay, I don't have to take these dangerous medicines or vaccines. I have a choice. I can find ways to conduct my life outside of what governments are telling me to do, and I can have true freedom. So this, I think, is how we're going to evolve as a company, is releasing new technology so people can have more and more freedom in their lives. We're going to continue to expand the network. The way that I would say, without giving too much away, I would say, well, first, I have two children that are in their 20s, and I'm extremely concerned about their future. And how do they survive and make a living for themselves in a world that is being, seemingly taken over by AI and robotics? How do we deal with these challenges? And I think, fortunately, our industry provides a number of significant answers. No matter what happens with technology, there's still going to be human beings, and those human beings are going to be dependent on a number of very basic things to keep them alive. So the question is, can we continue to innovate and come up with technology that stays relevant so we can provide business opportunity? So one example that I've been very public with is on the power generation technology we have in our drones. And the example that I've used in the past was, imagine we have a network marketing company where we are taking municipal solid waste, plastics out of landfill, and we are converting that in a sustainable process over to clean energy. And there is no waste going back into the environment, back into landfill. So every time one of our brand partners is earning money, it's because we are cleaning the pollution out of the environment, and we are selling clean electrical power. That is the type of business model that I want to be able to offer our brand partners. So today we have LifeWave, and imagine that we have a company in parallel that is a sister company to LifeWave. So if you're a brand partner in LifeWave, you're a brand partner in this new company. But the branding on the company would be separate because the business model is different, but yet the two companies are linked together. So this is not a fantasy. This is technology that already exists, and we're at the stage of going from proof of concept into what does a manufactured unit look like? How do we deploy it? How do we go through regulatory so everything is legal? How do we implement it out into the field? So if somebody wanted to have one of these units attached to their home to power their home and their cars, they could do that. So there's a lot of years that need to be put in to develop this, but that'll give you an idea of how we're thinking about the future. We're thinking of this on a global scale, and we're looking at basic things like communications and energy, where we can bring that into a network marketing business model and do a lot of good for the planet in the process. Yeah. So I'll use an example, right? So there is the way I think about this is that there is a sacred relationship between the company and the brand partners. And I think of this like a marriage. And so there are responsibilities that the company has to the brand partners. And part of that responsibility is to make sure that we are paving our way into a future that is sustainable and going to be profitable for everyone. Imagine we offer this new opportunity in a separate company, but the companies are completely separate. You would have to go out and now divide your time between these two businesses, and that doesn't seem like the right thing to do. But I'd say the one thing I'm completely committed to is that the companies are linked together and the binary trees are identical, so that anyone that's in LifeWave today will be able to benefit from this new opportunity the very first day that we launch it. What I'm thinking about is what is going to be relevant 10, 20, 30 years into the future. So 15 years ago, I was thinking about stem cells and how can we be doing research in stem cell medicine and developing a new technology so that in the future, that can be something that LifeWave participates in. And that's where X39 came from. So I'm applying the same type of thinking to this now, but looking a little bit further beyond and really saying, okay, we're dealing with artificial intelligence systems that are advancing very quickly, and being able to predict what's going to happen in the next 3, 4, 5 years is probably not possible because of the speed at which these systems develop. So if you take out that degree of predictability, then what you have to say is, well, there are going to be certain things that are going to be relevant 50 years from now as they are today. And those things are going to be energy production and communication. So then the question is, can we innovate in those areas in a way that takes advantage of some of the existing trends and does it in a way that is sustainable, good for the planet, and can be a viable network marketing opportunity? So we've identified a number of those things. And the first one would be in energy production. That's never going away. And the solutions that are available today are simply not working. We have to get away from burning coal, using fossil fuels. We have to get away from nuclear, and we have to have solutions that are going to provide a clean planet for decades to come. And that would be something that I really want to do, for the health of the planet and the future generations, and also offer that back to the networking industry, because the networking industry has changed my life in such an incredible way. This is a way for me to give back to all the people that helped us get here on our welcome center. And our brand partners are going to be absolutely blown away. Nothing like this has ever happened in the industry before with what we're doing out there. And when people come into our office, they're going to be able to learn about our journey, where we've been, but then most importantly, they're going to get a glimpse into the future and see some of the technology that I've been talking about now, and what our intentions are for where we want to take LifeWave. But I would say, to sum it up, we have an opportunity to change the network marketing industry through innovation and make the industry stronger. And we have an opportunity to create a company that's never existed before in our industry, and provide opportunities for many, many years to come into the future. And that's where I want to take us. So X39 is going to continue to be the flagship for the company. And that's going to be at the center of everything that we do. That said, in the coming years, so I would say we would look at this starting in October, and over a period of about 7 years, we're going to be releasing new light therapy technology that's never been available before. And the applications will be on things that we currently don't offer. So this means that we'll be able to continue to expand our opportunity and get into some different areas that we haven't been in before. And some of these areas are extremely large. So for example, one of the products we're going to be coming out with, not in October, this will be in the coming years. That one product could do $1 billion a year in sales. And I'm not picking that number just out of the air. There's a parallel out in the health and wellness industry that I would use as an example to show the potential. But the opportunity is absolutely enormous. We've prototyped a light therapy technology that's a concept that currently doesn't exist. So it's a new type of longevity technology, but there's nothing in the market today that offers anything like this. And then, of course, in October, we're going to be talking quite a bit about what's coming now, and then also into the future. And I would say the undercurrent, the message of all of this is to open a new door relative to lifespan, health span, longevity, age reversal, and show, what we've done technically today, and what's going to be possible now and into the future. And the clinical data that we've been able to accumulate is rather stunning. And it's been very, very difficult for me to not share that with everyone. To do it properly is going to take me about 2 hours or so, at the October event. And but hopefully it'll be well worth it for everyone. But yeah, I think after that event, it will become very, very clear the direction that we're going in, the technology that we have, what the benefits will be, what the potential will be for it, and how this is going to continue to be a new stream of products in the coming 7 years or so that no other company has. They're patented. We've already got 2 patents on the basic tech, and there's a number of new patents that are coming. So these are all going to be things that are exclusive to LifeWave.